Hello and welcome to another video on how to install the cemu emulator guide 2025. And before we start this video, I would really appreciate a like and follow. It would support me on my goal of 1000 followers, but here we go. So first off, make sure you have NVIDIA GPU or AMD. Intel could work, but it is limited. So it could have some lags if you play it on Intel, but anyway, I will link you this link in the description. Then you're gonna head on to downloads and click on download the latest version, which will then get you to this website where you will click on the latest version right here. And then you will click on cemu 2.6 Windows or Mac OS. If you have a Mac OS, that's up to you. Click on the one you want and it will load for a bit. It could take a bit, but eventually it will download, as you can see here. So what you're then gonna do is double click it, which will then give you a folder. I would recommend putting it on your desktop. It will copy a bit and load. As you can see here, my PC is not really that quick, but here we have it, cemu 2.6. You will then open the folder and you will get all three of these folders. So the first thing you want to do is open cemu. Right here, it will then ask for a game path. We are going to do this right now. So as your game path, we will go to the second link in the description, which will be the USB helper installer. This is for the Wii U games. So if you want the Wii U games or don't have them already, I would recommend this, which you're going to click on USB helper installer version 1.2, save, and then open it, which will bring up the setup. You have to agree to the license. Choose a version. I would recommend the one already selected. That's the latest stable version. Click on next and click on install. I will cut to you once the install is done, so I'll see you once that is done. So not even 10 seconds later, didn't even need to do that cut. It is done. You will then click on finish, which will run the USB helper, which will bring up this and this, which you can just click no because that's a sponsored ad. Please don't click anything else. You will then click on allow, where you can see everything that's working with the USB helper will be here. So you just need to wait a bit. It depends on your PC really. For me, the first start takes the most time. There we go. Here you will first click the I agree with the terms and then select your region. So if you live in the USA, you want to click USA. If you live in Europe, you want to click Europe, and so on. You will then get a disclaimer. You can just click OK. Please select the location to store your games. So that's the first step. For that, just click right click, make a folder and call it cemu games. You can call it whatever. You will then need to go there, just hit the server and hit select. Now you do need the keys. I will get the link really quickly. I'll be right back. So I am here on the keys website. You won't do anything. I will link this in the description, but you will just copy the URL. So vault.titlekeys.ovh, paste it into here and click on OK. And then it will load. You will see all of this and it will cache every single game there is. As you can see here, those are all games and it's not downloading them, so don't need to worry about space issues. It's just getting them, as you can see here, which that can take a bit. Now it got every game and now it will retrieve the latest metadata, which is also needed for your games, and then it will load and you will click on allow, which will bring you to this, commute the music, and then you are here. This is for all the Wii U games. For example, I'm gonna get a Breath of the Wild. So you just type in Breath, and here you have it, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. If you want to download the game, you will right click on the game and click download games, because you need to download everything. And then it will say it has an update, would you like to add it to queue, and it has a DLC. I would recommend yes. You don't need the DLC if you don't want it. but you do need the update data for it to work. And then it will tell you all of this, which you can just click here to see in progress. And then it will download, it will take a bit, and I'll be back to you once that is done. Okay, once your game's installed, it should say download completed or something like that, and you will see it lights up green. So what you want to do right here, we are not done yet, you want to right click the game again and click on unpack load line, I don't know how it's spelled. It will then ask where you want to store that, and I would go back into the folder and make a new folder in here called cemu unpack, because that is the folder that we will need. You will just select the folder and click select. Then what do you want to unpack? You want to unpack everything. So the latest update and the DLC. It will then load again, and you will once again have to unpack the games. This is for cemu to recognize the game. So this is very important, and you will have to do this. And yeah, I will see you guys once that is done again. Okay, once you're done, it should not have anything on the screen anymore, and you can close the Wii U USB helper, open the folder, go to cemu unpacked, and you should see the base game and update and DLC. What you now I would recommend doing is go into the folder, making a folder and making it a game name, like Breath of the Wild, and then putting these two folders into the Breath of the Wild folder. Just to sort things out, I would say that is simpler. It will take a bit though, depending on what is updating. I'll be back once that is done. There you go. So we are done with the folder part. Now we get to the cemu part. For the game path, you will browse and then choose the folder your game's in. That will be your cemu unpacked folder once it is loading. Hello, PC? Sometimes it's really slow, I don't know. There you go. You will need to desktop, cemu games, cemu unpacked, and I will just choose that folder and click select. And now you will need to download and configure graphics pack. That's a very important thing that will allow you to get in mods, play in 4K, or optimize your game in general. I would recommend getting that, as it is really important. That won't take a while, it will take a bit, but that's okay. And we are done. These are all the mods. We'll go through them in a bit. Then you hit next. And now we get to configure input, which is your controller. Take a bit again, because it opens to the screen. There you go. No, yeah, that's okay. So for this thing, you go to Emulator controller, Wii U Pro controller. I would always recommend that. And now you need to connect your controller. I have a Switch controller right here, which I can connect. Let me connect it real quick. I'll show you how you can connect the controller. So what you want to do is go here, enter Bluetooth and other devices, settings. We'll open up this, which can take a bit, but it's okay. On the meantime, make sure your Switch controller is ready and charged. You will then click on Add a new device, which, yeah, that could just take a bit, and you will then click on Bluetooth, and you make sure to hold the power button, which is next to the where you charge, and the controller will blink up and it will show up here, and just click on it then, and wait a bit, your device is ready to go, and hit done. Now you wait till it pops up here, click on here, API X input, Oh, wait, my controller didn't connect yet. Uh, oh wait, I had it connected before. Hold up, let me fix that. So you want to remove the device? Wait till it's removed. Because if you connect it while it's already connected, it won't change a thing. So let me connect my controller again, but that is how you connect your controller. Well, I did had some trouble with Bluetooth, so I am showing you how to also connect your keyboard, which you want to click on API, connect your controller API, add keyboard, and then on controller keyboard, which should be your keyboard, and click on add. And now we have every single thing that we need. For example, left axis, which is click. So I would WASAD for movement, that's how to move. For the camera, I will put in the buttons on the right to move, left, right. D-pad, I'll put that on 8246 on my right keyboard. And for example, jump, interact, I'll put it on random keyboards. You can configure them if you like. I would recommend that. I would put minus on minus and plus on plus. That's not confusing. And I would put those in, and that should already be enough. Once you have your controller set up, you could just exit out of here. I would recommend start games with full screen and automatically check for updates and hit close. What should then happen is cemu will open, and since we already specified the game path, it will already say your version, which is the update, and the DLC. So that means if you see those two, you're good to go. If you don't, you click on install game title, update or DLC, go to cemu unpack, go to your folder, and I would recommend dragging it, and here you have the update data, which you will go to meta, and click on select folder. It will then install the update file. But since everything is set up already, and you can also do that for DLC by the way, you could just double click the game and run it. But we get error when initializing Volker render. So for that, you're gonna restart cemu, like entirely, which is what I'm gonna do real quick. So to fix this common issue, it's mostly because of your graphics card. You wanna go to general settings, go to graphics and put from Vulkan, because it's standardly on Vulkan, to OpenGL. And if you want, you can have VSync off or on. It's your choice. I prefer off. On upscale, be big, linear, and keep aspect ratio. On audio, I would recommend. You can also put audio for your gamepad, but I don't recommend that. And here you select your sound, your channel, and your volume. I recommend putting it like 20, 30. You don't need a microphone, but you could set one up if you have one. I'll leave it at disabled. Then you have an overlay. I would recommend putting FPS on your top left and notifications on your top right. That's what I recommend. Those are just notifications like shaders. I would recommend having them on because in the game it will lag for the first bit. That is to load the shader cache. And in here you don't really need to change anything. You have your game path, you have everything. You have a debug, which you don't need to change anything, account, which you don't need to change anything, overlay is good, audio is good, and graphics is good. What you can then do is right click the game and edit graphics pack, which is what I recommend. Turning on graphics is the best thing. You can do 10. This is the standard one, which is 720p. On PC, you can play 1920 times 1080 though. My PC doesn't support more, or you could go for 4K. It's really up to you. Then you could put shadows higher and anti-aliasing higher, like NVIDIA FXA if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, and you can also put on some enhancements if you want, like you could get some custom clouds, you can get some custom depth of field, you can get some enhanced reflections in if you would like. It's really up to you to work around. Then you also have some mods, which I recommend activating FPS++ and setting your FPS limit to your PC. I have 165 FPS, 165 Hertz, so I'm putting it at that. I would also recommend putting it on advanced settings and going to cutscene FPS limit and limiting all cutscenes to 60 FPS. You don't really want that on disabled, because if it's above 60 FPS, the cutscene will crash. So I recommend limiting them to 60 or 30. And here you want to put it to your 165. It's really important that you keep it at 3060 for cutscenes, otherwise it will not work. Then I would put this on frame average to 8. Then in here you have some other mods like weather mods. I'm not gonna go over all of them, you can check them out. And you have cheats, which is, yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Once you're done, you can just close the window and then you're basically set. Then you can double click the game and you will see it will not tell you any errors. You can go to option full screen and it will go into full screen, which is great. So now I hit start, which I forgot the button for, but your game should be working. Let me check. Let's check. Let's go to options again. Not options, I mean input settings. I deleted my. Oh, I forgot to save it. When you do add a keyboard or things, you want to save the profile. So for example, I'm putting A to Z right now, and let's get moving in real quick. And this moving, which doesn't work right now. Well. And once you're done with that, you're gonna give it a name like key or keyboard and click on save. So now you have an A button, which is C, and you will see the game will work. It limits the cutscene to 60 FPS, which is the normal. So you are basically set to play the game. I can't really put it in full screen right now because it will bug, but you can. As you can see in the start, it's compiling shaders, which may get your game to lag, but that's completely normal. So you have to deal with it in the beginning. It will get better over time. And yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, leave a sub and a like if you really want. It would support me on my goal of reaching 1K followers. Anyway, have a great day. Bye.